My second guest is Kahea Puckering, who is the principal of the National Center for Persons with Disabilities. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us this morning. And happy International Day for Persons with Disabilities. And we are going to, just chat about that a little bit. And, from the ministry standpoint, what are some of the mandates that have been put into place recently to the mandate of some of the things that have been put in place recently to address some of the issues facing persons with disabilities. So again, thank you for joining us this morning. So I'll start with you, Sharon. Why is the International Day of Persons with Disabilities celebrated?
The International Day of Persons with Disabilities is celebrated annually in order to raise awareness on disability issues, to help persons to understand what they're all about, to highlight these persons with disabilities, to show that they have rights and they have, like everyone else, they have talents and skills as well, so they can perform and they can contribute to society. So International Day of Persons with Disabilities is very important in promoting the well-being of persons with disabilities and promoting the fact that they should be treated equally in society.
Wonderful. And Kahea, what is the theme for this year?
The theme for this year is Building Back Better. And I think that it's so in tune with what's happening today, with COVID-19. And the theme really stresses on inclusiveness for persons with disabilities. I know that, we have been, striving towards an inclusive society, but there's so much more that we can do to, build that inclusive society. Just a simple thing like, ramps for persons who are wheelchair users. And, there's a lot that we can do, but I think that this theme is so in tune with what, we ought to be doing.
Aside from access, because that's one of the issues, that's the issue you just alluded to there. Aside from access, what is one of the other major issues facing persons with disabilities in Trinidad and Tobago?
I think it's the stigma. We need to break that stigma because as many people still label persons with disabilities. You hear, oh, he has a disability, and you immediately think that, oh, he can't do this or he can't do that. I always advocate for see the ability, not the disability. And that's only when we break that barrier down and, you don't see the disability, you see the person, then society would become inclusive.
And Sharon, to you now, how is the Ministry for Social Development and Family Services celebrating and commemorating International Day for Persons with Disabilities?
The ministry is celebrating with a number of activities. Today we will have the minister's usual speech in the print media. We have been having a series of television interviews, radio interviews. We have been doing internal sensitization for our staff because being a social service ministry, we recognize that our staff should know how to interact with persons with disabilities. We are also having a poster competition, and
Wonderful.
later on, more will be said about that via social media. So right now, it's a busy time for us.
And in this time of COVID-19, what are some of the challenges that students with disabilities, what have they been experiencing because of the access needed via online means and such?
Well, at this time,
go ahead.
Students with disabilities, they are facing, in most cases, more challenges than the children without disabilities. And those without disabilities, many of them have been facing some challenges. Students with disabilities, some of them, since their routine has been broken, that caused some disruption in their behavior. There are others who can access online education. There are some who cannot. There are some who will only benefit from face-to-face interaction. And some of them may be home doing very little right now if their parents are not able to take the time to guide them and supervise them. So this is a time really for parents to step up and partner with the Ministry of Education and take their responsibility as the first educators of their children and do the supervision, ensure they do homework, ensure that when those who can benefit from online education focus on what the teacher is doing, because if they are left alone, very little learning will take place.
Right, of course. And
Yeah.
well, before we go, we just want to find out quickly about the poster competition. How do persons participate?
Well, pretty soon we will advertise it, but
Okay.
I will let you know that it's for nationals of Trinidad and Tobago between the ages of 16 to 35, and it's on the theme and ICT Inclusive Society.
All right.
And,
Well,
and we have prizes, and the community will know a bit more later on.
well, we're going to have to keep abreast with all of that, but in a future conversation. But I want to thank you for joining us this morning, and have a great day. And we continue to find out what your organizations are doing respectively.